Today, we talk about my watch collection. Now, I don't have the biggest or the most expensive watch collection, but each watch carries a sentimental value and story of how it gained a place in my collection. We begin with my first ever luxury watch. The Tag Heuer Carrera Caliber 16 chronograph, reference CV201AG.BA0727. So this watch was given to me by my wife's family when we got married. There's a tradition in the Asian custom that when a couple get married, the family of the wife gives a watch to the son of the other family. So this was a watch I received. I remember babying this piece so much for what it represented. At the time, I was offered a number of different choices, but I chose this watch specifically for how it looked and its wrist presence. It may not be the most popular watch or expensive watch, but for me, it represents two families coming together. My first ever Rolex was this Milgauss, reference 116400GV, the 50th anniversary special edition. This watch was a gift from my wife to mark our first wedding anniversary. When I got married in 2016, the Milgauss was a shop window watch, you could say. Every time I passed my local Rolex authorized dealer, this watch was in the window. I would always pause to appreciate it. The intense black dial with the striking lightning second hand and that gorgeous green sapphire glass. It just screams optimal legibility in any situation. My wife bought me this watch at the time around we had just bought our new house together. So even though money was tight, this watch represents a time where we came together as a couple to celebrate a key milestone in our marriage. This is the baby of the collection. This isn't just my first Rolex I have ever bought with my own money, but my first ever luxury watch I have ever purchased. I bought this watch to celebrate a promotion at work. At the time, I was looking for a watch that was simple, yet elegant, but at the same time could serve as a tool watch, and I didn't have to think too much over protecting it. When I saw this watch in person, I fell in love with its simple design, yet highly legible black dial with those characteristic 3, 6, and 9 numerals. This is a tool watch, created to tell the time in any condition, yet it's so versatile. It can easily be concealed under a shirt cuff to suit a formal setting, or even worn as a daily watch. For me, this is the perfect watch. Just before the pandemic, I registered my interest in the Tudor Black Bay Harrods edition. And during the lockdown in the UK, I received the call from Harrods that my watch was ready to be purchased and delivered. Being a special edition and the value for money this watch represented, with a 72-hour power reserve and COSC certification, it was hard to say no to this watch. Plus, this is my first ever dive watch. I always knew that I wanted to add a dress watch to my watch collection. However, the life I live, I rarely wear a suit or tuxedo, so I wanted something that could hold its own with a black tie outfit, but at the same time not look too out of place with a polo shirt and shorts. Then I came across the Santos de Cartier. It was love at first sight. The curves, the strong, defined sword hands, the history convinced me that I needed this watch in my collection. Then one day, an opportunity presented itself. Someone I knew was selling this watch at a fantastic price. It's like the stars aligned, and I just knew I had to pull the trigger. This has to be the most valuable watch in my collection, not because of its scarcity or grey market monetary value, but for the sentiment this watch represents. I gave myself this watch as a present when my daughter was born. The desire to have my first child was so immense. I wanted this watch so much that, for me, it's linked to the birth of my daughter. It has an amazing story, so I could never sell this watch. I'm merely a custodian of this watch until I hand this down to her. This is the latest watch I have acquired. You can probably still see that I haven't sized the bracelet or even removed the stickers. This is because this watch is a gift for someone very special, and I will again be the custodian of this watch until it is ready to be passed on. I will be doing a full unboxing and review on this watch, but for now, we're going to save this for another time. You may have noticed that there is one vacant spot in my watch box. Well, all I can say is watch this space, as I intend on filling this with something very special. If you have made it to the end of this video, thank you. In the comments, please let me know which one of the watches from my collection are your favorite, and which watch do you think I will be purchasing